morning, everyone. We are out at Courtesy Acura in Lexington to check out the 2019 Acura TLX Sports Sedan. If you're looking for a TLX or any other Acura, be sure to click the link to their website in the video description. This particular one is the A-Spec in San Marino Red, but like always, we will be going over all the other trim levels as well. There are a few changes for 2019, so let's go ahead and get to it. Since the TLX is fresh off an extensive refresh last year, the 2019 updates are mostly related to equipment and not styling. That means all trims will continue to find Acura's signature diamond pentagon grille, but the rest of the front design varies by trim. On this A-Spec, you get the aggressive version, with dark chrome around the grille, round fog lights, and a mean-looking bumper design. The other trims go for a more subdued and elegant look, using chrome and on the advanced rectangular fog lights. The headlights are the same among the different designs, always being full LED, including the really nice looking turn signal. Around back, the A-Spec looks like a proper sports sedan, but again there is a design split between it and the other trims. A-Spec gives you a black spoiler, aggressive diffuser, and a large diameter dual exhaust, compared to chrome and horizontal exhaust for all the rest. All models get the LED taillights modeled to look like the jewel eye headlights. I do want to mention one important 2019 change, and that is the A-Spec package now being available on the 4-cylinder model this year instead of being only V6. That lowers the A-Spec starting price to below $40,000 for the first time. Additionally, there are some new wheel designs this year. The A-Spec continues to have these sharp gray 19-inch alloys, but this year the V6 technology and Advance come with new 19-inch pewter wheels instead of the previous 18s. All the other wheels carry over unchanged. Regardless of trim, the brakes are 12.6-inch vented disc in the front and 12.2-inch solid disc in the rear. Coming back to the mirrors, they are always power adjusting and heated, though you'll have to get the loaded Advance for auto dimming and power folding. Moving on to safety, the TLX includes the entire Acura Watch suite of safety systems, standard across the board. Included within that are automatic emergency braking, lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, and automatic high beam headlights. Most rivals charge extra for those features. The last thing to mention are the fuel ranges from the 17.2 gallon fuel tank. This all-wheel drive V6 A-Spec gets the lowest range of 396 miles, while the front-wheel drive 4-cylinder goes all the way up to 464 miles. Acura does recommend premium fuel for maximum performance, but it's not required. Well, that's it for the outside, so now let's see if anything's new in the cabin. So as you would expect from a luxury vehicle, all TLXs come with the smart entry system and this nice key fob with real metal accents. You would also find the remote start system if you go for the Advance model. To unlock the door, just stick your hand behind the door handle. So first, looking into the cabin of the TLX, obviously this is the A-Spec, so we have the sporty interior. The seats are made of Milano leather on the outside and Alcantara inserts on the inside, and then you can even get red if you prefer. As far as your other trim levels, they all have Milano leather except for the base one, which has leatherette. As far as the door trim goes, we have leather on the armrest and some silver trim through here, and then the A-Spec exclusively gets this Alcantara. You do also have 2-person memory seats, and all 4 of the windows are one-touch automatic. And you've got your special A-Spec badging. The seats here are 10-way power adjusting with 2-way lumbar, and then if you have a V6 model, you also get power thigh extension. Like I said, on the A-Spec, we have the Alcantara inserts, and then really nice high-quality Milano leather with contrast stitching and piping on the outside. So looking around the interior, there really aren't any changes from last year, so you'll continue to have the same high-quality materials. All of the upper dash is made of high-quality soft-touch plastic, and in the middle on the A-Spec you've got more of this silver trim, or it would be wood on the other trims. That same trim continues down into the middle as well, and everything just fits together really solidly. Of course, as you would expect, push-button start is standard. Also standard is the 2-screen AcuraLink system, which now has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and we'll demo that a little later in the video. So your gauges are the typical Acura fare, except with some red accents on the A-Spec. In the middle you've got a large multi-function display, and that contains all your typical information, including for your all-wheel drive system. The steering is electric power assisted, and all models regardless of trim will come with this leather wrapped wheel, except we do have some special A-Spec branding. Up here you got your audio and phone buttons, and then over here you got your adaptive cruise control. Back behind the shifter you will also find automatic rain sensing wipers on all but the base trim. And the wheel itself does manually adjust, but it's not heated. Also want to point out the blind spot monitor is located up here in the pillar, and that comes on the technology and up. As far as storage goes, the TLX gives you more than you would expect in the class. Starting off here, you got a really big center console, deep, and it does have felt lining and illumination. There is also a 12-volt outlet and an aux jack inside. And then you have even more up here when you push this out of the way, with a charging USB port, another 12-volt outlet, and then this pad doubles as a wireless phone charger as well. Now for the shifter, the TLX can have this electronic one on the V6 models, or you get a regular physical one if you have the 4-cylinder model. As far as this one, you press D for drive, then you can shift manually up here with these standard paddle shifters. Pull back on the trigger for reverse. When you do, you have the standard backup camera with trajectory. A-Spec and Advance have front and rear parking sensors. And then you can even change the angle of this if you want to see where the curve is. And then you just press the P for park. Back behind the shifter, you have the dynamic mode, which cycles through your normal, sport, and comfort modes. And then you've got your electronic parking brake, brake hold feature, and then the auto start stop defeat button. Moving up the dash, we have the dual zone automatic climate controls. And these are unique because they consist of physical buttons and another row of virtual buttons. Of course, it is automatic, and you can adjust the temperature here with these toggles, or you can drag along through here as well if you prefer to do that. And then you can change your zones right there like that. You additionally have 3-stage heated seats standard across all the trims, and then you get 3-stage ventilation if you choose the A-Spec or the Advance. Now let's go ahead and sample the 10-speaker ELS audio system. now that brings us to the AcuraLink system, so let's go ahead and take a quick look. So starting out on the top screen, this is where your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay would appear when you plug in a phone to the USB port down in the storage tray. Of course, this works the same as it does on any car, so you've got your home page, and then you can press down on the main controller here, and that takes you to the menus at the bottom here. Of course, that does give you access to Google Maps. And then to go back to the AcuraLink system, you just press that button there and return to the AcuraLink system. Since this screen is not a touch screen, you have to use these buttons and this knob down here to control it. You do have regular phone, which has all of your contacts that are automatically synced over from your smartphone. You can toggle through them like this, or you can search down here with this keyboard on the touch screen. As far as what this touchscreen is used for, basically it's for audio and your climate, which we've already touched on. You can play and pause music right here, and you can change all your sources like that. It's pretty much all I'm going to talk about in this video, but we do have a detailed tech help video available if you want to check it out. A link is in the description. Up at the top, you do have an auto-dimming mirror across all trims, as well as your 3 HomeLink universal remotes. Additionally, you've got a moonroof as well. It's not a panoramic one, but most things in this class don't offer that anyways. So all in all, what I really appreciate about this cabin is how it seamlessly blends both luxury and sport. Everything in here looks and feels really nice, and like I said, it's supremely comfortable while still having that sporty feel. The seat does move back to help with easier exit. Now I hand it off to Mason, who will finish up the rest.
The back door trim of the TLX is quite nice. You've got a leather padding where your arm might rest, as well as some Alcantara with stitching above it. On the very top it is padded plastic, and you do have a silver painted door handle. The window is fully automatic. As far as space goes in the rear of the TLX, you have 34.5 inches of legroom and 36.7 inches of headroom. That places it on par with most of the class, but it is a little smaller than the MKZ. The seat itself is this nice leather wrapping with some Alcantara in the middle, and I'm a huge fan of these headrests. They have a nice contour to them. In the middle, all TLXs get these rear vents, and the Advance will add rear seat heating. The armrest is nicely leather wrapped, and you do have some cup holders inside. Up top you have some lighting, a nice headliner, and an assist grip. As far as space is concerned, behind Drew's position, I have a good 6 inches of legroom, and my feet can slide up under the seat. However, sliding over, with the seat all the way back, I only have a few inches of legroom, and my feet do feel a little cramped. But overall, the rear of the TLX is a nice place to spend time. The seats are comfortable, I really like the headrest, and space is pretty good. To open the trunk of the TLX, just push this button under the AcuraLink. Once inside, you're going to find 14.3 cubic feet, which is class competitive. The seats also fold 64 to split. Underneath the floor here, you do have a nice storage compartment as well. The passenger seat on our TLX is 8-way power adjusting, but it is 4-way adjusting on the 4-cylinder models. In front of the passenger, you do have decent materials with this padded plastic, some silver trim, and down below you do have a nice sized glove box that is felt lined in the back. Top you have a light and mirror.
So under the hood, Acura didn't make any changes this year. Things start off with the same 2.4 liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder, which is standard on all but the Advance. It produces 206 horsepower and 182 pound-feet of torque, and it powers the front wheels only through an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic. What we have though is the bigger option, which is the 3.5 liter V6. It puts out 290 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque. It is paired to a different transmission, a 9-speed ZF automatic, and power is put to the ground via front wheels or optional super handling all-wheel drive. In regards to fuel economy, the TLX is towards the upper end of the segment. The front-wheel drive only 4-cylinder model is rated at 23 city, 33 highway, 27 combined. Upgrading to the V6 penalizes you surprisingly little, at 20 city, 32 highway, 24 combined. Now let's go ahead and wrap up the rest of the video.
Well guys, we hope you enjoyed watching this in-depth look at the 2019 Acura TLX A-Spec. Stay watching for a quick overview of the pricing, and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons below. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.